Tune in to Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad.
On the second day of the second cricket test between India and England, in reply to India's first innings score of 587, was 77 for 3 at close of play today. They still trail by 510 runs with 7 wickets in hand. At close of play, when the stumps were drawn, Joe Root was unbeaten on 18 along with Harry Brook, who's batting on 30. Earlier, India resumed the first inning at the overnight score of 310 for the loss of 5 wickets, with captain Shubman Gill unbeaten on 114 and Ravindra Jadeja batting on 41. But the 6-wicket gigantic partnership, 203 of 279 balls between Ravindra Jadeja and Shubman Gill. Ravindra Jadeja contributed 89 of 137 balls, and captain Shubman Gill, playing a responsible inning, contributed 106 of 142 balls in the 203 runs 6-wicket partnership that took India's total to 414 when they lost their 6th wicket, and that is of Ravindra Jadeja. 11 runs short of a century, he was out for 89 of 137 balls, hitting 10 fours and 1 6 with a strike rate of 65, and he was caught by wicketkeeper Jamie Smith off the bowling of Tonge. Then India had another 144 runs 7th wicket partnership of 189 balls between Washington Sundar and Shubman Gill. Washington Sundar 42 and Shubman Gill contributed another 95 in this partnership. When India's total reached 558, India lost their 7th wicket. Washington Sundar was the 7th man to go, scoring 42 of 103 balls, hitting 3 fours and 1 6, and he was clean bowled by part-time spinner Joe Root. Then the 8th wicket fell at 574, and finally Shubman Gill, after playing a marathon inning of 269, was out facing 387 balls, stayed at the wicket for 509 minutes, hit 34s and 3 sixes, and his strike rate was 70. He was caught by Ollie Pope off the bowling of Josh Tonge. The 9th wicket fell at 574, back-to-back 2 wicket, and Akash Deep was the 9th man to go, scoring just 6 of 13 balls, caught by Ben Duckett off the bowling of right-arm off-spinner Shoaib Bashir, and the 10th and final wicket fell at 587. Mohammed Siraj was stumped by Jamie Smith off the bowling of Shoaib Bashir, and he made 8 runs, while Prashant Krishna remained unbeaten on 5. India batted for 151 overs, scored 587 in their first inning at a run rate of 3.88, and the significant scorers obviously Shubman Gill 269, then Ravindra Jadeja 89, Yasavi Jaiswal 87, and Washington Sundar 42 runs. Looking at the England's bowling, Chris Woakes 25 overs 6 maiden, 81 runs and 2 wicket. Brydon Carse 24 overs 3 maiden, 83 runs and 1 wicket. Josh Tonge 28 overs 2 maiden, 119 runs and 2 wicket. Ben Stokes 19 overs 74 runs and 1 wicket, while Shoaib Bashir had a lengthy spell and he bowled 45 overs 2 maiden, 167 runs and captured 3 wickets, while Joe Root also bowled 5 overs, gave away 20 runs and took 1 wicket. Harry Brook 5 overs 31 runs and no wicket. After getting out India at 587, England were in deep trouble at close of second day's play. They have lost their 3 wicket for just 77 runs on the board. They lost their first wicket at 13. Ben Duckett, who scored a brilliant 150 in the first test, was out without scoring. He faced 5 balls and he was caught by Shubman Gill off the bowling of Akash Deep. And then the second wicket, back-to-back 2 wickets. Second to go was Ollie Pope. He was also out on the very first ball without scoring, caught by KL Rahul off the bowling of Akash Deep. While the third wicket fell at 25 and Zak Crawley was the third man to go in the 8th over. He made 19 runs of 30 balls, hitting 3 fours, and he was caught by Nair off the bowling of Mohammed Siraj. At close of play, Joe Root was unbeaten on 18 and Harry Brook was unbeaten on 30. England need another 510 runs to surpass India's first inning total. Looking at the Indian bowling attack, Akash Deep 7 overs 1 maiden, 36 runs and 2 wicket. Mohammed Siraj 7 overs 2 maiden, 21 runs and 1 wicket. Prashant Krishna 3 overs 11 runs and no wicket, while Nitesh Kumar Reddy 1 over 1 run and no wicket, and Ravindra Jadeja also bowled 2 overs. One was maiden and he gave away just 4 runs. Shubman Gill holds India together with second 100 as captain. England picked up 5 wickets on first day at Edgbaston to leave the match in balance. But Shubman Gill's roars said it all. Much was resting on Shubman Gill's shoulder, even before the burden of being out in the middle for all of 216 deliveries started to jar his back. With 270 for 5 by India's name and 86 by his, and he called out the physiotherapist for some healing. Resuming his inning, he was more intent on seeing out the remaining 35 minutes than reaching 3 figures. Day 2 at Edgbaston belongs to India, or more specifically to India's captain, who hit a sublime 269 before taking a sharp catch in the cordon. Gill did not give the opposition a sniff before India had already crossed 550 and he had crossed 250. He got great support from India's two-spinner. Ravindra Jadeja made 89 while Washington Sundar added 42. But then, on a pitch that looked like a dream to bat on, India's new ball bowlers ran through England's top order. Akash Deep, playing in place of Bumrah, snaffled 2 in 2 before Mohammed Siraj accounted for Zak Crawley. Joe Root and Harry Brook then put on the resistance for England, seeing them out to stumps while keeping the scoreboard ticking. Brook had a nervy start but will want to start strong tomorrow. But it will be India who still will feel that with a few early wickets in the morning can make it their game to lose. Shubman Gill on his batting form, and he said, I worked on few things before the series I thought were important for me going into Test cricket. And looking at the result, those things are working for me. On his catch, going and getting that catch was good for his confidence. Fielding was something we spoke about between the two tests. If we were half as good in the field in Headingley, the result would have been different. A huge partnership between Brook and Root tomorrow, 300 to 400, maybe. England would hope so, and honestly, they are more than capable of doing that on a pitch this tame. England found their wickets in the evening session yesterday, and that's when they lost wickets today. So it may be an indicator that the morning and afternoon session are best for batting, so these two would want to get set and cash in.
Keep on watching Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad for latest news, views, and interviews of sports personalities from around the world.